All right, then we are live and the test match is done
Crazy.
and dusted. India win the match by a lot of runs, and there's already a lot of discussion. I didn't tell Pratip that we are going live, by the way,
Caught me off guard. I was talking in Hindi.
which is why the stumped look.
Arey, stumped to West Indies hui. But here we are.
All right, a lot of you guys already talking about the ODI squad and the change, the change in captaincy. I was going to say, and hopeful change. That's something we will talk about in the end. But Akshay Krishna, your opinions is something we'll talk about after we talk about the test match, because that is still a match to talk about. India win the match,
Unsurprisingly.
unsurprisingly. But what got us off guard, at least, is the overnight declaration, which is something already to talk about. Hi, Shrikant. It's been a while. Hi, Katan. Has the squad been announced? Not yet, at least. I don't think it's going to be announced in the next couple of hours. Maybe at this point today. We've been wrong about a lot of things.
True.
Never know about
We didn't
all
even
of this.
do
No, we didn't. All right. So, right. Umang, hi. Shrikant, hi. Akshay, what's up? There are a few new names.
Yeah.
Heer Patel. I don't think you're a new name, but Prithviraj, what's up? All right.
It's-
Rumors, indeed. Now there are rumors that Surya Kumar Yadav is set to return in the ODIs. That is true. Yeah, I saw that too. But at this point, everything should just be
a rumor
S.
because that is the most outrageous thing I've heard all day.
Yeah,
Why
because
is Surya Kumar Yadav back in the? But if
yeah,
at
Surya
all,
Kumar Yadav might get a call in the ODIs.
insane.
Yeah,
That's insane to me
which would make sense.
because Hardik's out and they
No,
wanna do
if
something.
if KL Rahul doesn't want to keep anymore.
But no.
Yeah, but still.
I think India has enough batters to not have to bring back Sky.
All right, Agarkar live press conference in few minutes. Team for Australia to be announced soon. All right, so that's also gonna happen now. So now what do we do is the question. Because
We can actually do this. We can quickly probably summarize the test, the day, and the match. By then, Agarkar's probably announced the team, and then we can just get right to the team.
Oh yeah, and you guys are already there in the chat anyway, so you guys
Keep us
can tell
updated,
us
chat.
about if there is a press conference.
Anyways, have cricket for open as is.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll get to know soon.
All right, so we'll still talk about the test match, and if there is something for you guys to talk, I mean, if the squad is announced, we'll talk about the squad. There's a lot to talk about. Live watch, unfortunately, cannot happen because we'll get copyright strike from Star Sports. They already hate us because of the amount of reels we make on them. But right, it's almost confirmed that
So it
Gill is
seems,
to
no?
replace
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma. Almost. I'm not saying it is. If
I
it's a
mean,
cricket
Cricket
info article,
yeah.
you almost know that it is confirmed.
And I mean, of course, Rohit and Virat are also definitely part of the squads, but seems that India is starting to look ahead.
Change the thumbnail, you'll get more views. That's actually true.
We'll do that.
Make. I'm telling you, make. We'll get more people. Like, make
Gill
now.
thumbnail.
Yeah. Make a ODS squad thumbnail. Make Virat, Rohit, Gill thumbnail. But all right, we'll still go through the test match stuff shortly. If you guys do come across the press conference and if the ODI squad is announced, we'll also talk about that because that's also in the title. A lot of you guys are not happy with a potential Gill being the captain. I honestly don't understand why, but we'll also talk about that. Should I think a 40-year-old should be the World Cup captain in 2027? It's not just him being a 40-year-old. I'm fine with his age. But if you look at the campaign in the next 2 years, what if Rohit Sharma just tears something? Or what if he's just completely out of form? What if he cannot be considered? What if he wants to retire mid-year? Then mid-year, you're looking at another potential captain heading into the 2027 World Cup. I think the sentiments you guys have are the very sentiments that a lot of people had in 2011 when Dhoni decided to drop a lot of senior players before heading into the Champions Trophy or even the World Cup for that matter.
Masterstroke in hindsight.
Yeah.
So,
And so
food for thought.
I don't think Gill should necessarily be the ODI captain. I feel like Shreyas Iyer has done everything to be the limited over captain. And in the last couple of years, how many times have we seen an Indian red ball captain be successful in the white ball or the Indian white ball captain being successful in the red ball? So I don't mind seeing two different captains, but I won't be sad if Rohit Sharma is not the captain. I would be happy if he still continues to be the captain. But would I be sad if he's not? No, I'd still be happy. All right. So that's that. But Rohit was such a good captain. He had 75% win rate in ODI, the highest to date. Yeah, I mean, Rohit Sharma is a fantastic white ball captain. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying there's 2 years to go for the 2027 ODI World Cup. He's not going to play a lot of cricket. There hardly going to be any ODIs in the next 2 years. The only cricket he might just play is the IPL. You're banking on a player who hopefully continues to be in the form in one format and not the other two formats, and then the IPL. I'm not saying he won't be. I'm just saying you're banking on it, is all I'm saying. He just won Champions Trophy and return gets dropped. Oh, yeah. The other thing I want to talk to you about before we talk about the test match. Why is it that we assume when selectors make a decision, they don't talk to the player themselves? How do we know Rohit Sharma is getting dropped from captaincy? How do we not know that the selector spoken to him, he's understood it, and he said, of course, why should I be the captain? Let Gill be the captain. Like, why do we think it's like a test where someone fails and passes, and it's not just a team thing?
And if anything, it's probably good if Gill steps in now with Rohit and Kohli still in the squad.
Yeah,
because
exactly,
They get
yeah.
to groom him.
Yeah,
which is the biggest
exactly
thing,
that. Why
which
do
a lot of people are not considering.
why do we think it's about a test where if Rohit's not the captain, he's just dropped? Like it's a fail. Maybe it's not a fail. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe Rohit not being the captain, he can just be the batter that we want him to be. He can score those massive hundreds, even if it's not massive hundreds. He can get those quick 50s and 75s that we saw him to get in the 2023 World Cup. He still has Shubman Gill, the young captain, around him. He has Virat Kohli to go to. I think it's great. But yeah.
We will be changing the thumbnail very shortly.
All right. And then we'll get into the test match. I know we've already spoken about the ODIs quite a bit, but
yeah, there's actually a lot to dissect, especially if we know the squad with all of the rumors flying around. There's probably going to be a bunch of things that we can talk about.
yeah. Because that's how BCCI runs. That's how poorly we have been run. That's not true. I don't agree with that, Umang. I think with Virat Kohli's white ball captaincy was a bit of a problem. I think
that was
that was not handled well, which is also why we saw him go test captaincy shortly. But over the years, we have handled captaincy change quite well. MS Dhoni and Kohli, Ganguly and Dhoni, Anil Kumble and Dhoni for that matter, and Ganguly and Dravid. I mean, unfortunately, Ganguly's career at that point was not handled properly. But captaincy changes have always, for the most part, in the last 20 years, have been handled properly. There's always, you can go back to Kapil Dev and Sunil Gavaskar when they had a whole clash. But right. Let's just see how it goes instead of jumping the gun. To be honest, I agree with you, which is also why we'll talk about the test match and then talk about the ODI squad if it is announced by the end of this live. Prat is making thumbnail, by the way, which is also why I'm doing a lot of talking. Yeah, where is the live press conference? Can someone drop a link? What's up, lads? Had lunch yet? Arush, no.
Thanks for caring, Arush. That's why you remember.
Yeah, that's sweet of you, buddy. No, Vihan, we will still enjoy cricket. Opinion: Indian fans no longer enjoy cricket after retirement of Virat and Rohit. I did see a reel on this, by the way, that they don't want to see cricket anymore after Virat and Rohit. I get that. A lot of cricket fans stopped watching cricket after 2013 when Sachin Tendulkar retired. I also get that. But I would be sad to just conclude that statement. There are a lot of Indian fans who watch cricket for cricket, just enjoy the game as it is. And I think that's that. Boys, he was CT finalist, ODI World Cup finalist, and WTC finalist. Yeah, I'm not saying Rohit is a bad captain.
I think the two are not related.
Yeah.
It's just a looking into the future thing.
It's 2 years down the line.
Yeah.
Like, it's 2 years of just one format that Virat and Rohit will play. Again, I'm not saying they won't play well. I'm just saying the chances of them suddenly thinking, hey, I'm done with cricket, or they get a bad injury, or whatever it could be, because age catches up to the amount of cricket you play. Interestingly, they won't play any amount of cricket, honestly.
That is also true. They're going to probably preserve themselves too well and just not have enough game time. But yeah, we've changed the thumbnail. But for people who are tuning in, we're yet to cover the test match bit, so we will do that.
So let's do that. All right, let's talk about the test match for now. Hey, Satvik, what's up?
What's up?
Arush, we're going to talk about the test match. There's a lot to look forward to. We're going to talk about technique. There's interesting stats. Let's put aside the ODI squad announcement for a bit. We'll come back to that. Oh, I was talking Virat Kohli. Was saying he was a terrible white ball captain. Oh, like that. No, I wasn't saying he was terrible. Unless you were talking to me. I was just saying we haven't had results when it comes to captains who have captained for red ball in India and then also captain for white ball, because we haven't seen Dhoni win a lot of series abroad, but he's won World Cups. So we've seen Virat Kohli win a lot of 2 series in Australia, but he didn't really win anything in World Cups. Rohit Sharma is the other way around. Once again, we saw him win the Champions Trophy, but he didn't really do anything abroad in test matches. But that's that. That's for a conversation we'll talk about. All right, let's go to the scorecard of the test match that just got over.
All right, so very straightforward test match. The shocking thing was the declaration overnight, but briefly put it, West Indies won the toss, chose to bat first. 162 all out. They never looked like getting more than that. India coming in on day 2, 448 for 5 and declaring overnight. 3 centurions for India as well. Dhruv Jurel, Ravindra Jadeja and KL Rahul. And after that, you had West Indies come out this morning and just forget how to hold the bat. 146 all out, courtesy wickets from Siraj, 3 for 31. Jaddu 4 for 54 and Kuldeep 2 for 23 as India win by an innings and 140 runs.
All right, let's go to the positives for the day. Before that,
Well.
just before that,
Yeah.
I know you can't see my face, but Kathan, you said this 2 years argument I disagree with because a lot of players before only played 2 formats, and one as in we only had 2 formats, and one player only played 1 format. But the volume of that one format was insane. Like, even if it was a test match or ODI cricket, we played so much more test matches and ODI cricket back then. So playing one format was fine. If you're only playing ODI cricket for the next 2 years, that is insane now because the volume is so much less. But sorry, go on. Positives for the day.
For people who were confused, Ashwin was speaking and not me, of course. But yeah, talking about the positives of the test match, obviously we've covered day-wise positives, so we'll do the same for this day. Firstly, I think just on the captaincy bit, for India and Shubman Gill to declare overnight, the lead wasn't too big. It was about 286 runs. Obviously, it's West Indies. You would think that it's enough, but for them to still go ahead and have that declaration when we know that India has tended to want to bat a little longer, get that lead to about 350, 400, bat possibly till a bit before lunch and then put West Indies in. Considering all of that, I think this was ultra aggressive mindset, which is also nice to see because moving forward, especially at home, you want to be able to dominate in games like that, make it a fortress once again, especially after how we lost to New Zealand. This will come as a really, really positive sign. So keeping that in mind, I think first thing, props to Shubman Gill. I know West Indies is not the toughest lineups that you're going to face, but it's still something that had to be done, and that's good to see from a captaincy and leadership perspective. Now, in terms of the bowlers, I think everyone who got the ball in hand did well, but specifically, I'd like to talk about Mohammad Siraj because he's someone who struggled at home over the past year, and for him to be able to get 6 wickets, I think, in this test match, yeah, six or 7 wickets in this test match is something that will augur well for him and also for India from the perspective that they can now potentially rest Bumrah in home tests that are not as important. One of the biggest things was that Bumrah had to play, and that's because Siraj was not firing over the past year. So from that front, it's been really good. Siraj has been able to use the wobble seam well. He's made good use of the conditions. Obviously, he's good with the conventional swing as well. But yeah, that's mostly it on the positives. All bowlers did well. It's glad to see Kuldeep come back and just hit it right from the start. Jaddu getting wickets as well. No surprise in Indian conditions. And the batters also icing on the cake, 3 centurions. Everyone made merry of it.
Right, let's go. All right, let's go from the positives to the negatives, and not a lot of negatives today. I thought the Indian bowlers started off well with the new ball, better than they did in the first innings, and like Pratap said, Siraj being on it and picking in wickets at home was a positive. I thought one negative, and I don't know why this was, either it's because Shubman Gill wasn't on the field or it was because a decision that was taken in the management group during lunch. I don't know why Sundar and Siraj started off after lunch. Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav were looking dangerous before lunch, and it was quite obvious that they should have just started off after, and they would have probably picked up wickets. This is a very hindsight thing. I'm not saying they would have, but the probability of them taking wickets would have been much higher because of how dangerous they looked even before lunch. And I was quite surprised that Siraj and Sundar started after lunch. Maybe it was just practice, but then you would use the same argument for batters. Why did India declare today? But then they did, and kudos to them. But yeah, I thought that was one negative if I had to pick one, and that is in terms of the bowling changes. I don't know. I wasn't quite sure with the bowling changes today. I thought Siraj got a much longer spell than he actually should have today morning. He did bowl good deliveries, but you could have just introduced spinners straight away and gotten a couple of wickets, hopefully. Again, this is a very retrospect thing. But yeah, the only negative today would have been in the sense of captaincy and how they changed the bowlers, and I didn't think the rotation of bowlers were quite right, and I didn't think it was as attacking as I would have, honestly. It's a very personal thing because captains are different, and even if you're a captain behind the television, you will think differently. And so it was only that. And yeah, that's the only negative today per se. But yeah. All right. Let's go to the moments of the day.
I unmuted on time. Oh, Shrikant is gifting a membership.
And
One-
Ishan receives the gift by
Nice.
Shrikant. That's so cool.
Shrikant doing God's work, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
Damn, Shrikant. Good on
Damn.
you, buddy. Good on you.
Congratulations to whoever gets it. Ishan, congratulations. You're now a member
Yeah.
of Cricket by JV. Nice. I seriously didn't even have a look at the thumbnail. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, coming to the moments, the entire day was India just seizing every moment and just making it count. But realistically, that first catch that NKR took, the one diving to his left at, I want to say, short square leg, was good in the sense that it ensured that momentum was in India's way. If he would have dropped that, maybe things would have been different. I still think it wouldn't have affected India so much, but that's a moment if I had to pick out one. And from there, it was just India putting the foot on the gas and ensuring that they keep getting wickets. Eventually, West Indies getting bundled out for 162. And that's our moment.
All right, then going from the moments of the day, let's talk about the performance of the day, and that has to be Ravindra Jadeja picking up 4 wickets today. He bowled exceptionally well. We talked about this yesterday of how this will be a test for Jadeja at home because he hasn't really done well in Sena country. So, and even in the first innings, we weren't quite impressed with him. But in the second innings, because of all the rough, he could continue to bowl quick. He still didn't vary his pace, so it will be interesting to see how he bowls in the first innings of test matches at home or even in Sena countries. But in this second innings, because of so much rough, because the pitch was assisting him, I thought him bowling that constant pace quite worked for him. He was hitting the rough. He was able to trouble the batters with the ball going straight on and everything. So Jadeja getting those 4 wickets. If he got a 5-er, what a fantastic performance. 100 and a 5-er, but 100 and a 4-fer is no less. And he did that very, very well. Bowling the way he does and the way we know him to be. I mean, it's been a while since we have seen Jadeja as a spinner because of all these Sena tours. But the fact that he's come back to India and picked up a 4-fer in the very first test match, kudos to him. All right, then let's go to some of the few interesting technical bits. Let's go to Washington Thunder.
All right. So this one's going to be an interesting, and it was okay. Wait, I'll just rephrase that, lads, because this has to also come out as a reel. So we got to make sure it's good. But yeah, so this is Kuldeep Yadav bowling to the West Indies batters, and this is a very simple masterclass in how spinners would like to operate, especially in the red ball format. Now, there are some basics you want to do right as a spinner, right? You want to be able to vary your pace. On Indian pitches today, faster deliveries are also getting a lot of turn, so that's something to keep in mind. And this is where Kuldeep's control really comes into the picture. So the first couple of deliveries that you'll see in blue have spun a fair bit. So 5.6 degrees, 4.9 degrees, that is a lot of turn. On general or on average, you would get about 2 to 3 degrees of turn in India. So these deliveries have spun big, and the batter has had to come forward and just kind of forward defended or forward prodded. And so what you're doing is you're starting to draw the batter just outside the off stump and towards the front foot. But what happens on the third ball when the batter is usually shaping up maybe for a googly and still expecting a fuller delivery? What happens is Kuldeep fires it in slightly quicker and he's ensured that it's not spun much. So it's spun just 2.1 degrees, which is in fact half of what the other deliveries were spinning. And you see what happens. It's a good length delivery exactly at the spot where the batter does not know whether to go front or back. And eventually he's caught at the crease, missed the ball, all ends up because it's not firstly spun enough, but also because his feet has gone nowhere and eventually resulting in that dismissal. Beautiful stuff from Kuldeep Yadav.
All right, that's been Kuldeep Yadav's dismissal. Something I did want to talk about is Sai Sudarshan at short leg and something he really, really needs to improve on. Now, when you're fielding at short leg, and if you haven't, something you really need to focus on, especially if it's a short leg silly point, even as a wicket keeper, is that your weight needs to go forward. Now, if you look at the image on top, his weight isn't really going forward. Of course, his head is falling forward and you can see him trying to balance in his hands, which means you know that his weight is going forward, but you would like him to almost stay on his toes and not really his heel. And I say this because if you look at the image below, you can see him now. He's of course on his toes, but that's because he's reacting. But a second before that, he almost moves back and he doesn't go forward towards the ball. And something Sai Sudarshan really needs to focus on is staying low. This entire test match, we have seen multiple replays of him. He took a fantastic catch at in short leg in Jadeja's bowling, but It was an easy catch. That's a fantastic. I don't know what's up with me today, but yeah, something he really needs to focus on is making sure he stays very low. His weight is on his toes and his head is moving forwards because his weight is moving forward. Now, what happens if your weight is on your heel is that you're not able to react as much, and you won't be able to go up and down. So if the ball suddenly bounces up and he needs to react and jump up, he won't be able to do that if he's on his heel. If the ball just plods down, then he won't be able to react with his heel and dive down, and he will always be a second few late, a second late to react to the ball. And I think it is something to observe. It's very interesting because you only see these positions in test matches more often, and Sai Sudarshan has been practicing. We saw that in the tea break yesterday or day before yesterday, where he and the fielding coach came out and they were revising few techniques and few positions. And I hope that Sai Sudarshan continues to feature in this position, because you don't want a player to change every test match, and he gets better at it, because as much as it's a shot like an Asilipo and the name suggests a position for themselves, you still want to take those catches when it comes to you. All right then. Few stats.
All right, we move to actually a bunch of stats is what we've got today. The first one, not surprising anymore after we've seen the result of this test match. In test matches since 2020, West Indies batters get 100 once every 6 innings, which is in fact the lowest amongst all test playing nations. And this includes the likes of Ireland. Afghanistan surprisingly is on top, but Ireland, Zimbabwe, all of these guys have batters who are scoring hundreds more often. India sits at 100 every 2.02 innings, while Afghanistan, because of the fact that they've just played lesser innings, sit on top of this list with someone getting 100 every 1.63 innings. Now, this is the first time Siraj has taken a fourth innings wicket in test matches in India, something which honestly blew my mind when I saw the stat. But yeah, this means that there is something that has worked for Siraj. This is also the first time Siraj has picked more than 5 wickets in a test match total in both innings in India. 4 times now that Ravindra Jadeja has scored a century and also taken a 4+ wicket haul in test matches. Of course, he didn't get the all important fifer, but he got the job done, and he joins an elite list of all rounders. And the last one is that this is the least overs ever batted by West Indies in a test match versus India. And this is, of course, in 2 complete innings, discounting rain and other things like that. 89.2 overs for 20 wickets that West Indies lost.
You want to see something?
Sure.
Ashwin's in the chat.
Nice.
All right then, let's go from the stands. See, someone asked, Ashwin, how are you on 2 accounts on the show?
Ashwin's letting me speak and then using his phone.
Yeah, that's how. All right, then let's go to from the stands. Interesting bunch of stats. And now here we are. Are we going to wait until the ODI squad is announced?
Depends on when. So people are saying that it'll happen right after the test match post-test conference, but
Right.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so
Let's-
let's all right. So let's go back to the discussion we were having.
Actually, one thing before we have any discussion. Yeah, hit like. There's 64 of you in the chat and we have 10 likes. Have some shame. What are you doing, dude? Like, how will that stream get pushed out to more people? Come on, hit like, lads. At least all the members should hit like.
Yeah, Akshay, Ashwin, and Anil did hit the like. I'll tell you that much. How can we watch the press conference? I do want to say, if you're watching Hotstar, I think they'll just cut it to the press conference. That's what they usually do. We'll find out. Who thought letting Parthiv broadcast is a neat idea? Ronak, I agree with you. I don't know who thought of it, but whoever did, I don't think they should be proud of
The
themselves.
first time I saw the new look, I thought it was
Yeah. All right, so couple of things. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down, right? So if Gill were to be the ODI captain, very speculative after all the news that has come out.
Uh.
What's the problem?
See, so here is the general argument that, or general hatred that people have, is that firstly, the argument that Rohit is still playing ODIs, why do you not want him to be captain for the 2020 World Cup, given his record, given the fantastic 2023 World Cup campaign
True.
we had till we lost the final
And the 2025 Champions
Champions
Trophy.
that we won. So keep that in mind, and that's what people are coming with. But
And the
people,
T20 trophy that he's won.
T20 World Cup as well. But people are not realizing that at the time of that 2027 World Cup, Rohit's going to be 40. And it's not easy to be fit at 40. Let's just put it that way. No matter who you are. That's the first thing. You can't have a position where in 2026, just before the World Cup starts, in the last ODI series, Rohit just breaks down and is not available for the World Cup. Then
True.
what are you going to do? Then
Yeah.
it's panic buttons. That's the first thing to keep in mind. there is no guarantee with whether or not Rohit can play up until 2027.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Second thing, the Shreyas Iyer argument, which is that he's shown that he's a good captain. He's done well in the IPL.
He
He
should
won the
be the
Syed
captain.
Mushtaq Ali tournament. But the only additional point there is, what's the guarantee that he can replicate his T20 success in the ODI setup? That's one of the arguments that I'll give.
The other argument is the amount of time Shreyas Iyer has broken down in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people realize how many surgeries he's had. The fact that he's taken a break from the
6 month
red ball
break.
format. Yeah. And he still has back spasms and he continues to complain of them. He almost missed out on the Champions Trophy squad.
Yeah.
Also because he was almost going to get dropped. But it was also an injury concern. With Shreyas Iyer, as much as he's a batter, he has a lot of injury concerns for whatever reason. And according to us, we still think Shreyas Iyer should be the white ball captain. He should be the white ball all format captain. Of course, we have Suryakumar Yadav now, but you would assume that he'll be done after the 2020 World Cup. But yeah, Shreyas Iyer should be. But if he's not considered, you have to go with someone. And the test captain who's just drawn a series in England, it almost becomes the automatic choice. And the other argument of how Rohit Sharma is still playing ODI and he will play matches and all of that. But again, it's the volume of matches that matter. If you're not playing the same amount of ODI matches anymore. But leading up to the 2023 World Cup, we made an entire video on how India is going to fail because we just didn't play enough ODI matches. And the fact that Rohit Sharma has retired from the other two formats, and even Virat Kohli, but if you're talking about captaincy, then it's just a whole other ordeal. Because in the next 2 years, the game is still going to continue changing. The way we saw 2019 World Cup play out isn't the way the 2023 World Cup play out. And I think this is why people miss out. The fact that a lot of T20 games continue to go on, the game will rapidly and continue to change. In the next 2 years. And you just have to keep that in mind. I'm not saying Rohit Sharma shouldn't be the captain. I won't be sad if he's not. But I won't be sad if he is. It's just that.
And the other thing, and possibly a more important point, is just you have time to groom Shubman Gill, the ODI captain.
With Virat and Rohit beside
Virat
him.
and Rohit in the squad, what more do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if they were going to change the captain, they should give it to more deserving player. I know you guys are trying to be neutral, but I think we all can agree that Gill is being very fast tracked. I disagree. Gill is the test cap. Who is more deserving then? I mean, we feel like Shreyas Iyer because he's done everything in white ball cricket.
Yeah.
But he's if let's just say for whatever reason Shreyas Iyer is not considered, and for according to us, it's because of the injury concerns. But we don't see anyone more deserving.
Yeah. So another, and this is not even a theory. I think it's a very proven thing that in Indian cricket, who's generally stepped in as a captain, at least in the ODI format, has been their best batter or their best performer. This is something we've seen with Dhoni. We've seen it with Kohli, Ganguly when he took over.
Right.
And of course, not barring Sachin. Sachin also had his share of captaincy, so to speak. So that is something you also need to understand. We don't operate like Australia cricket. We don't operate like England cricket. India has certain templates, certain preconceived notions, and we just stick to those things. It is very left field if we do anything apart from this. That is how it's always been. It has also been about the brand value of a player. Shreyas Iyer has good brand value. But Shubman Gill has an MRF sticker on his back. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that should just tell you.
I think that should just put things into perspective. And that's honestly what it is. At the end of the day, we can have a completely cricket-based discussion. But when we also look at the real picture, you will realize that it just would make sense that Gill takes over as captain. Because we've also not been a side or a nation for split captaincy. That's just never been how we've operated.
Yeah, let's go back a few months where when Shubman Gill was announced the test captain, we all disagreed with it. But look at the scoreline by the end of the series. We do agree that we should have won the series. Probably. We lost moments and we shouldn't have. But that was probably to do with the batters. And we also criticized Shubman Gill, the captain. But captaining a test side in itself is a problem. I mean, even with Virat even when he was already mature in his test captaincy, we could find flaws. You could always find flaws. Not for you. It's fine. You guys can suggest whatever. For people to suggest that he's a bad captain, he's done well in the IPL. He's done decently well in the IPL. And he's done well in the test format. If anything, you would just think that he would be ideal in the ODI captaincy. And it would be better for him to be the ODI captain if he's donned the test captaincy also. I mean, if you ask any captains, you would assume that if you're a test captain, captaining the ODI format also becomes naturally not easier, But
Easier
this,
as compared to if you just had no captaincy or T20
yeah,
captaincy to ODI.
exactly. Yeah.
And okay,
Oh, squad announced.
lovely. Let's have
Squad
a
is
look.
announced. Is that the squad? Rohit, Virat, Gill, Rahul. Arey, wait, I need to see the squad. All right, so the squad is announced. Send the link. There's someone.
Where is it announced?
Oh yeah, the squad is announced.
Is it on ESPN?
I don't know. All
Oh,
right,
you just
so we
Googled it.
have the squad. Shubman Gill. We should pin this actually. Pin this. So Shubman Gill,
Oh, okay.
captain. So it is official.
Ooh.
We do have a new ODI captain. So all the discussions, we will continue to discuss it. But yes, Shubman Gill does become the official ODI captain. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli back into the squad. Shreyas Iyer is the vice captain. So Rohit Sharma doesn't even get the vice captaincy. Of course not.
Of
Like,
course.
why would
but,
he? Why would
but
he
I
get
think
it?
at
Yeah.
least that's a good step for Shreyas.
Yeah.
He deserves that.
We have a new
Yeah.
spinner in the mix. We have Akshar Patel come back in the ODI squad, and this is in Australia. Remember that. Australia, KL Rahul, the wicket keeper. So, of course, he continues to wicket keep. I don't know. Someone said he won't keep in the morning and all of that. But right, Nitish Kumar Reddy is in the squad. So, they're not protecting him like we talked about yesterday. Washington Sundar in the mix. Kuldeep, yes.
But Kuldeep, right?
Harshit Rana is in the
Harshit
squad.
Rana, of course, finds a place.
Mohammad Siraj, Arshdeep Singh, Prasidh Krishna, Dhruv Jurel is the backup wicketkeeper. I love this.
Oh,
And Yashasvi Jaiswal is the backup opener. So
Sanju Samson has missed out.
yeah, missed out
This is going to be
completely.
headlines. Yeah.
Damn, so many things to talk about with this
Nice,
squad.
nice.
All right, you know what I'm going to do? Because we'll be live for a bit. I'm just going to switch on the fan.
All right, so quite the interesting set of developments for people who are just joining in. Hit like. We've covered the test match, so if you want to see the review of that, you can go back into the stream, see it. But for people who are excited about the ODI squad, Shubman Gill, now the ODI captain, we shall cover this here right now.
We should change the title to Shubman Gill becomes
On it.
officially the ODI captain. Review
Where's the squad stuff?
in my phone.
Oh, okay.
Man, people crashing. Oh, yeah, someone already typed out the squad. No, you guys, you were so sweet about it.
Can we
Can I
pin
pin
that?
this? Oh, yes.
Oh, lovely.
I have pinned the squad.
Scientist.
Thanks, scientist editor. Appreciate you quite a bit. All right. So we do have an official captain with Gill, and yeah, and then we can continue the discussion we were already having. A lot of people, for whatever reason, dislike him, and I don't get. Oh yeah, Jadeja is not there. Yeah, which is why I said we have a new spinner, because we don't find Jadeja in the squad, but we find Akshar Patel.
That is.
Which is very interesting.
We'll have to go and look back at Jaddu's numbers. I don't think he's done too much wrong to be.
Yeah, that's true.
dropped,
And the
or
fact
is he
that he's
rested,
done
or
well,
what is happening?
I don't think he's rested.
If so, this could essentially mean that the Indian team are just looking forward.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
they.
that's so
Yeah.
sad. After getting 4 wickets and 100 in the test format.
Oh, that's going to be a bit of a bittersweet day for Ravindra Jadeja.
Yeah. I don't think there's much of
That's
a...
the wrong squad.
Is it? I didn't see the squad. Oh yeah, that is the wrong
Oh,
squad.
this is my squad.
Uh,
All right, we'll get the actual squad in, lads.
can someone type in the squad? I would appreciate it. Yeah, that's not the squad. I got that.
Wait.
I thought he typed in his squad. Sorry, I thought he typed in the actual squad when it was announced. But all right. So yeah, there are a couple of things to talk about. We'll start off with the captain itself. Shubman Gill being the captain. We were talking about this before. We can continue talking about this. I don't think it's a big deal that Shubman Gill is the captain. As much as I understand that Rohit is no more the captain, it's not like Rohit Sharma has failed. If anything, he's done everything he possibly could. He's won the T20 World Cup. He's won the Champions Trophy. He got us to the 2023 World Cup final. I don't think it's disrespect, because I'm sure they would have had conversations with him. I don't think it's something. I mean, to be fair, Rohit Sharma was on the COE for the most part. He was in Bangalore, and a lot of these discussions happen in Bombay. And he's, I don't know where I was going with this.
Ashwin is trying to save BCCI, bro.
No, I'm just saying they would have had conversations with him. All right, ODI squad. Sai, Nikit, Reddy, I'm going to trust you on this ODI squad, and I'm going to pin it. If it's wrong, let me know if it's wrong. Someone's typed out the ODI squad, and I will believe it.
So meanwhile, I'll put in the actual squad, so don't worry.
I am going to No, don't worry. He's gone. It's chill. All right. So right. I'm sure they would have had a discussion with Rohit Sharma. If not, he would have just retired if it was disrespect. And to have Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli beside Shubman Gill going until the 2027 World Cup just makes sense because of the volume of cricket these guys will play. Shubman Gill will continue to play the T20 series. He'll continue to play the test matches. He'll continue to play the ODI format. And in 2 years' time, trust me on this. In 2 years' time, we'll look back and think about how the game has changed because it does change every 2 years because of fast and how much cricket these guys play. And I'm not saying Rohit Sharma wouldn't be good enough to captain. I'm just saying he wouldn't have the volume of games behind him to be there. And we don't know. In 2026, he might have an injury. In 2026, he might want to pull off from the game. He's going to be 40 by the time the World Cup hits. You're not always going to be on top of your game, even cricketing brain wise. By the time you're 40, when you're playing such less cricket or more, regardless. Oh, Cricket by JB has commented this, and you have pinned the comment. Lovely stuff.
Let's go, lads.
I think Shubman Gill will have great coaching from Virat and Rohit. So dropping him on captaincy was a good move. Are? Kasan, weren't you the one? Yeah.
VK and Rohit can coach him, and
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree. I don't
It's the
know why is
grooming
there
bit.
a big. Oh yeah. Also, yeah, the T20 squad is announced. I was going through it. I don't think much has changed in the T20 squad. We still have Surya Kumar Yadav, Abhishek Sharma, Shubman Gill, Tilak Verma, Nitish Kumar Reddy is in the squad.
Yeah.
Shivam Dubey, also because Hardik Pandya is not
He's
in the squad,
injured,
by the way.
yeah.
Akshar Patel, Jitesh Sharma, the backup wicketkeeper, Varun Chakravarti, Jasprit Bumrah, Harshdeep Singh, Kuldeep Yadav, Harshit Rana, Sanju Samson, Rinku Singh, Washington Sundar.
So yeah, I mean these are all Ulston squads.
Yeah,
no
Bumrah is not
surprise.
part of both because you would want him to play against South Africa and the test
Yeah,
matches in India.
yeah.
Makes sense. All right. No Jadeja, no Bumrah. That is true. I meant Rohit being dropped from captaincy. No, yeah, fair. With Rohit and Kohli remaining, it gives Gill the coaching needed to take on the role in the future, unlike in Test where he was bombarded with roles suddenly. I completely agree.
Yeah, it's the most ideal
Hardik is
situation.
injured, by the way.
Hardik's
Satvik.
injured.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's just that. It's just the most ideal situation. You have two of India's possibly greatest ODI stalwarts
Yeah.
still in the squad, still playing. You have a young Shubman Gill who's just got test captaincy, is gelling well with the team management. Why not just groom him?
Srikanth says, boys, Gill is mid captain, man. I would have had KL Rahul. I wouldn't because, again, not looking into the future. All right. Okay, fine. Two things, right? For people saying that this is disgrace and this is disrespect, I'm sorry, but you're just immature cricket fans hovering over Rohit Sharma, the player. Because one thing, okay, it's just that. How do you know they didn't talk to Rohit Sharma? How do you know he's not fine with it? How do you know he wasn't the one suggesting it? All right, let's just say that. But even if all of this didn't happen, it's a team sport. You have to look into the future. You're looking at a potential, again, I say 40-year-old because Rohit Sharma hasn't been the fittest of late. So you're looking at someone 2 years down the line who hopefully continues to play one single format, the only format that you don't play a lot of anymore.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you as
there are-
selectors want better for the Indian team?
There are years where you don't even have ODI cricket
Yeah.
anymore. That's how bad the situation is.
We are not immature. Yeah, fair. You're supporting this disgraced decision. Shame on you as cricket fans. Fair. Gill becoming captain so similar to Malinga becoming captain in 2014 while Sangha and Jayawardene were on the field. Like completely different.
Yeah, that's not related at all.
Yeah.
Malinga wasn't test captain. Malinga had retired from test cricket at 26.
Yeah.
So there is no correlation line.
Yeah. It's just one person using his alternative account to spam. Ronak, I'll believe you. Shame on you, like MS Dhoni said, if you invest in youth, you'll get more results. I'm not hating Gill because he's replacing Rohit. I'm hating on him because, no, I get that. I get the him being a mid-captain argument. I completely agree. I don't think he's a great captain. But again, he's just 25, 26. He can always be a better captain. And I feel like we need to give him time because by the end of the fifth test match, by the end of the fifth test match, it almost seemed like Gill was just exhausted. But the fourth test match in England, we saw massive improvements as compared to the first test match. So if we see that in the four test match down the line, how do you know years or months down the line of him being the captain, being in that group, he won't just be better. But right, we'll come to Shubman Gill, the captain. Afterwards, we have Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli back into the squad. Any thoughts?
Lot of thoughts. Just happy to see them back play some kind of cricket. I think that's something a lot of us fans will look forward to. But something that'll be interesting is how do they fare?
Yeah.
because they've just not had international cricket game
Any
time
cricket.
for so long.
They haven't played the domestic
Yeah.
level form
Nothing
games,
at all.
nothing.
No India games, nothing. So, how do Rohit and Kohli come in? Are they still at the same level? Are they still going to be firing? That is something, firstly, to think about. That will also affect how India moves forward.
Yeah.
Maybe Kohli and Rohit come back, they have a brilliant run, and you know that, okay, they'll play till 2027.
And
But
then they have fantastic IPLs.
they have two poor series, ODI series, and,
and then you again
suddenly
have a thought.
it becomes a huge debate and potentially good video content for us.
That's true. All right. Then we have Shreyas Iyer, the vice captain. So he is being looked at the leadership role. Of course, he was the India captain, was Australia. He scored 100 in the second ODI. So it's good that he's in the leadership role.
Yeah, at least I feel like that's the bare minimum that Shreyas Iyer needs
this
to
point,
get in ODI cricket, in white ball cricket, in Indian cricket.
Yeah.
I don't think he's put a foot wrong. He's been India's major scorers, an amazing number 4, and just a good captain as well. He's done a lot for IPL teams. He's done a lot for Mumbai.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why he shouldn't be a part of the leadership group.
That's true. All right. So that's Shreyas Iyer. We have Akshar Patel in the squad. I'm happy that he's on the squad, but you would think he's a potential replacement for Jadeja.
That is an interesting one. I want to see if in the next ODI series does Jaddu come back. Is
Yeah,
it something to
because-
do with, I don't know, maybe some injury concern they might have had and communicated? Because otherwise, I think Jaddu is fit enough to just continue up
Yeah.
until
It's a
11.
bit of a surprise. And I can't find the rationale behind it because yeah, I'm just really
We'll
surprised.
probably have to go and look back at his numbers. if
Numbers, yeah,
he's-
just
Although I don't think he's done too badly. Could be
yeah,
wrong.
I'm really surprised. Then we have KL Rahul, of course. He'll bat at number 5, 6. Nitish Kumar Reddy comes in because Hardik Pandya is injured, so they don't think of Shivam Dubey as a potential option in the ODI format, which is kind of surprised, but I'm also happy for NKR. He gets a call-up in all formats at this point. Then we have Washington Sundar, not a big surprise, an off-spinner. Kuldeep Yadav, I'm happy he gets to go to Australia. Will he play in Australia? That's the conversation to have. All right, Harshit Rana in the squad. He is apparently looked at someone when you don't have Jasprit Bumrah, I think. I mean, you have Siraj, you have Arshdeep Singh and Prasidh Krishna. So you do have 3 fast bowlers with Harshit Rana. What do you think about... I don't think
Harshit
Rana
Rana?
will still get a game. I hope not. I mean, if
See,
you have
here's the thing.
Siraj, Arshdeep Singh and Prasidh Krishna, variety in itself. If you want an extra seamer in Australia, you still have Nitish Kumar Reddy. So I don't see why would you want to play
True,
Harshit
like-
Rana.
I mean, Harshit is just continuing in the squad because he was a part of the Champions Trophy setup as well. So he was kind of expected that he'll still get a game, especially because it's Australia. Pacey pitches hit the deck, all of that. So he played the test matches in Australia.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, squad has announced Keshav. We have pinned it in the comment. All right. And then we have Prasidh Krishna. Yeah, Prasidh Krishna, Mohammad Siraj, whatever, Arshdeep Singh. Not whatever. You would assume them to be in the squad. Dhruv Jurel, I'm so happy for him. We had this conversation yesterday. If he's playing well in the test format, don't see a reason
Drop
why
him
he
in
can't.
the- yeah.
Yeah, in the ODI format as a backup wicketkeeper. He can bat anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can bat on the top of the order. He can bat in the middle. He can finish off games. We've seen that in the IPL. I'm just so happy that he's part of the white ball setup. If not in the T20, at least in the ODI format. Very, very happy for him. And then we have Yashasvi Jaiswal as the backup opener. Continues to be the backup opener. I'm just happy that they continue with him. It's something we spoke about pre-match. And
Yeah, I had thing to say, but I've completely forgotten it. And I think it was going to be a good con. I'll try and keep thinking about it. But yeah, till then, nice. We almost have 100 viewers. It's been a while. That's it. Like, whoever's just joining in, we've covered the test match. We've previewed it, technique, stats, everything. Now we're doing the ODI series, that is the ODI squad that is going to Australia. Rohit, Virat find their place. Shubman Gill is the captain. Lots to discuss.
This is such drastic comments because one is we are a disgrace to Indian fans or whatever. The second is where is that comment? Yeah, if Jaddu is dropped, then Virat and Rohit should be dropped. Youngsters like Tilak, Jaiswal, Abhishek can come in? Question mark. So there are a lot of
there's a lot of chatter on Twitter about it right now. If you guys are on Twitter and follow the cricket part of things, where a lot of analysts, journalists, all of these people, everyone has the question around Jadeja, whether he's being phased out of ODIs or if it's a temporary thing. They'll only know if there's some reports that come out or by the next ODI series. That's one thing to really keep in mind. Sanju Samson's not in the squad, and I'm surprised that there is no uproar about it. I'm
happy
on
with the fact that
Twitter.
Dhruv Jurel gets a call in the
True.
ODI format. I don't think anyone's upset about that.
I'm waiting for the Sanju Samson fans to take over. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Agarkar mentions that due to the lack of many ODI games now, the next captain needs to have time to adapt to the format, which is why Gill has been handed the reins. Now, I think that makes sense.
Arush, back from having the 2 chips I had to sacrifice for the membership. What did I miss? Arush, how did you eat those 2 chips if you have the membership?
Agarkar mentions that the importance of Jaiswal as well while being asked about Abhishek Sharma and Tilak Verma, although Ajit says that Tilak is also close to an ODI call-up.
Makes sense.
Interesting. I mean, good on him. All right. So let's take some comments from the chat. Scientific editor goes on saying youth wins matches, but experience wins you ICC tournaments, which is also why you have Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in the squad. They haven't been dropped. They're still in the squad. Oh yeah, no Varun Chakravarti in the ODI squad. Masood
Oh.
says that is.
Is that to do with the fact that it's in Australia?
Yeah, but the fact that he was the highest wicket taker in the Champions Trophy.
True.
Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't even think
You know
about
what?
that.
Chat, let's do this. We'll run some polls. So I'll just put in some polls just to get a general idea of what you guys are thinking about the squad.
They're only. Oh my god. So they've dropped Jadeja. They've dropped Varun. They've brought in Aksar and Kuldeep. The Sundar. I don't really know who.
So I mean, batting depth is clearly something they're looking at, and they're ready to sacrifice Varun. It's possibly to do with conditions.
Maybe, yeah.
Kuldeep still is their lead spinner, which is at
Yeah.
least good to see. And yeah, to be fair, Varun's played 4 ODIs and got 10 wickets, so small sample size.
So damn it. So Agarkar also says, I don't know if this is Agarkar saying, but it's in quotes. Practically impossible to have 3 captains for 3 formats, and it is the least played format currently. Focuses on the T20 World Cup. Plan is to give Gill time to adjust. I think that makes complete sense to me. I know a lot of you guys will disagree. But I just have a problem with people calling it a disgrace and a disrespect. Because why is it a disgrace and a disrespect? Like, why should. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. So, technically, he is a goated captain and then a stopgap, basically. Feel sad for Sai. Lovely. Feel sad for Sai Sudarshan. He's a proper ODI batsman and he hasn't scored 315 in his debut series in South Africa. Surprisingly, he hasn't played since December 2023. What has first innings wonder? Jaiswal. Oh, what has one innings? First innings. Hey. Jaiswal isn't a first innings wonder, and his averages also suggest so. First of all, even if he was a first innings wonder in a test match, you have 2 innings. If he's scoring one of the innings, take it. Might as well take it.
Yeah, for people, Jaiswal's list A average is 52, so it's not like he hasn't scored runs.
What's Jaiswal's second innings average in the test match right now? Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, Kuldeep is a wrist spinner. Of course, he's the only viable option on the flat decks. True. I'm just build differences, Arush. Nicely done. I think this is a great move. Rohit will be 40 by the end of 2027, and he and Virat Kohli should just groom Gill.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, what did Jadeja do wrong is a conversation I think a lot of people will have. And we have no idea, honestly, what Jadeja did wrong.
I genuinely feel it's a case of some kind of injury or niggle because
Hopefully.
I hope so. I mean, I don't think he's done too much wrong to miss out.
I think this is a great. Right. Harshit Rana lacks even the basic smiles on your legs. I agree with that. Cheso is first innings wonder. Geez, there is disrespect. Yeah. No matter what opinions you guys have, I will still support you. Thanks, Sand.
Yeah.
I don't think you should do that.
Does that mean that you don't agree with our opinion?
No, which is fine. It's fine if you don't agree. But I don't
Yeah.
think no matter what opinion we have, I don't think you should
I think
support
as
us.
long as we have healthy discourse on whichever
Yeah.
way it is, I
And
think
as
that's
long
cool.
as it's cricket opinions, if we have random opinions, which I don't think we will, but if we do, I don't think you should support us. I think you should support people who.
Hey, for people saying Jaiswal is a first innings player in Test cricket, first innings average 50.7, second innings average 48.8. What are you guys on about? At least be factually correct.
If injury, then how is he playing tests? Yeah, no, we are just hoping that it's an injury thing. Because why would they drop Jadeja? Right. Why no Bumrah in ODI squad and why no Shami, India's best bowler? Why aren't we talking about Mohammad Shami? Is he being dropped? Yeah, I think the Indian team, for whatever reason, they're just not looking at him anymore. And I don't know why. And I don't know how Shami is taking it.
Yeah, true.
Because the man's done a lot for Indian cricket. And I think they should have conversations. I hope they've had conversations with him. Shami said they've had no conversations with him. Just that he hasn't played enough cricket. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't been picked in any of these India A squads. He wasn't picked in the Irani Cup squad. So I don't know what are they doing with Mohammad Shami. Have they already looked past him? I don't know, man. Bumrah is not
Possible.
because the rest again.
Rest,
The
yeah.
rest bit they want him against South Africa at home. This test series. Yeah. If Rohit Sharma can bat till 2027 World Cup, why can't he captain to answer? Okay, so you want to answer
They're
this?
both ifs, right? That's
Yes.
that should answer your question. Like you have your answer right there. If he can bat till then, you're operating on the assumption that he's going to be fit enough for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's a gamble you're going to take. Whereas with Gill, you sure shot know that he is going to be there. He's going to be 27 years of age. Unless something freakish happens, he is still going to be there.
Yeah.
And when you know that you have the services of Rohit and Kohli, or two greatest ODI players from India, two great captains from India, why would you not use all of their experience to groom Gill and have him there at the helm for at least 2 World Cups?
True.
It just makes so much logical sense. Just think about it.
There should be a poll on who wants him in the squad. I'm assuming you're talking about Harshit Rana. You have to take risk. Gamble can win you. Yeah, but the gamble isn't. You would take a gamble if it's during the World Cup. This is 2 years to the World Cup. How do you know Gill is not a good enough captain 2 years down the line? Isn't that a gamble in itself for you to win matches? So the gamble for you, if you disagree with Gill being the captain, the gamble would be make Gill the captain because you might just win. The same argument that you're making for Gill. Think about that.
Casper, the other point is, I mean, you say that Gill's captaincy is a risk, Rohit is less riskier. Rohit might not be there even as a player by 2027. So
Right.
if you take that risk with Rohit, you have the chance to lose out on not just a captain but also a player, an opener, an experienced fellow in the squad. So think about it. You're losing out on more things, or you're risking a lot more for Indian cricket with Rohit still at the helm. That's all I'll say.
Right.
And this is not to disrespect or discount anything Rohit's done. He's been one of India's best white ball captains. I think it would be foolish to not admit that.
Yeah.
So
So KT24, I don't know if Rohit has been asked to step down or if he has been asked to step down. I agree with you. A lot of times BCCI have forced legends of the game to retire, and I don't think that's a bad thing. If they aren't contributing to the game at that moment, I think it's okay. I don't think. Okay, I'm not going to say that. That might irk a lot of you. Or irks even Pratha for that matter. No. I'll I'll say that afterwards. But yeah, at that point, if someone isn't performing, if they're out of form, I think it's okay for them to be dropped. I'm not saying Rohit himself stepped down from captaincy. I'm sure BCCI asked him to or has had a conversation with him. I wouldn't go as far and say that Rohit stepped down from captaincy, but I'm sure BCCI had a conversation with him. I'm sure he understood it. I'm sure they have enough cricketing sense to go about doing this.
yeah.
And I'm sure because Rohit's been in the game for a bit. And even if it's not on field stuff, even if it's off field brand image, Rohit's done quite a bit for his own brand image. So he knows what the game of brand image is like, making the Gill captain. So I'm sure he understands it off the field, on the field stuff. All right. What did you say? Rohit isn't contributing. I'm saying legends.
Wait.
KT24 asked. BCCI have forced legends of the game to retire. So I was talking about that. I'm not saying Rohit hasn't contributed. Different conversations.
Damn, you're all getting rage baited very
Yeah,
easily.
that is
At
true.
least
But I love this. It's great.
context, lads.
I think because it's Aksar. Oh, yeah, because so one of the arguments Anirudh is making, because Aksar has been much better in white ball cricket with the bat and ball of late, and he's a Judge who's retired from the T20 format. And so maybe that's why.
Possibly.
But damn, it's quite.
It is interesting.
Yeah, it's quite sad. I would want to be inside Jadeja's brain and know what he thinks about this.
Yeah, he's
Boys,
just come off 100 and a 4 in the test match.
to
Next
then
thing he
get to
finds
know.
out, he's not flying to Australia.
Yeah. All right, here you go. I mean, I don't know what this is, but Agarkar acknowledges Rohit Sharma's excellent leadership as India's captain. However, with an eye on the future, the BCCI wants to give Shubman Gill ample time to grow in the role, and he believes this made the decision necessary. Right, that's that. They've also talked about how Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are at the fitness levels. They've done everything they need to. That is that. All right. Hey guys, looking at the current scenario, it seems like the management is trying to look past the senior pros like Virat and Rohit and Jaddu thoughts. I don't think they're looking past Virat and Rohit. Yeah, Jadeja is a bit of iffy.
Yeah, but I think it's also important. It's in some sense a brave move, and it is something that you would see the likes of Australia doing. Although I say that in Australia as one of the older teams in cricket right now,
Yeah,
and that's precisely why you want to do that.
true.
India has so much talent pool. India has so many good players coming through. So why not?
Why is it impossible to have 3 different captains for 3 formats? Because of the volume of matches you're playing in the ODI format. You're not playing a lot of matches, so imagine if the ODI format captain is the only like he's captaining only the ODI format. It becomes a very difficult switch, and you have to get into a player's brain for this. And I'm sure if you ask them, they'd be ready to do it. But then a few matches down the line, you're the captain of the ODI format, not playing the ODI format for what, 6 months maybe, and then you're bit out of the loop in terms of just captaining. And even captaining is a skill in itself that you have to practice, that you have to grow. Some are just naturally good captains, but even there you have to grow because you have flaws, and of course you still have flaws. But it's, I think the reason for why we can't have 3 captains right now is because of the volume of matches we go on to play. All right. But at the same time, you should not disrespect them. Shrikant says, acknowledge to move past the legends, but yeah, don't think we should disrespect them. Yeah, I didn't. If I said that, I apologize. I don't know what I said. I don't know if you're telling me that I disrespected. I don't know what is happening. Will Gill become T20 captain according to this trend of Gill taking up captaining? I don't think he will. I think
Not before the 2026 20 World Cup.
And then we'll find out. And then we'll see. If legends don't retire, how would you give youth a chance? If not, then after a decade, we would be a team of 10 or 11 new players with little to nil experience. I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Very excited to possibly see Arshdeep and Siraj bowling together. They both missed the entire Champions Trophy. They both deserve praise and game time. At this point, we might just see Harshit Rana. And because we want Arshdeep Singh to play in the ODI format, we'll see Harshit Rana, Prasidh Krishna and Siraj, and Arshdeep Singh sitting outside. Can't make... I don't know if that's a...
Just one captain in all formats is possibly what Sachit is pointing at.
Right.
Why Gill with T20 captaincy? Thoughts rather having Jaiswal in team. This is a whole other discussion.
Oh, is this camera just dead? Do we have a dead camera time? Oh no,
I'm back.
we're back. What's the whole other discussion?
About T20 captaincy. I think
Alright.
that's something we'll touch upon later. Too much for the live.
No man was just saying about just retirement for... Okay, right. Okay. I thought you said I distressed. At this point, I would have said that also.
Mhm.
Yeah. Gill as a captain is a good choice. I think Rohit has done enough for Indian cricket. Scientific editor, you just had a 180 degree on this live. And I'm here for it. Good on you. I don't think Rohit would have agreed for stepping down as captain. Sure.
Possibly.
Yeah.
We'll find out actually in the next few days.
Yeah.
It'll become very evident.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll know.
So that's the thing. Speculative, right? Like that's my point.
Watch out for the player social media handles with some quotes coming on their stories or a post about their net practice. Just watch out. We'll know.
That's true. What do you all think about Ashwin and ILT20 fiasco? Oh, dude, that's a whole other thing. I don't know what Ashwin did. Salmon Duel was not all that happy about it, but that's that. A thank you post should have done for Rohit Sharma. Dude, Rohit Sharma hasn't retired from the format. He's still in the format.
Yeah.
And I'm sure BCCI would do something. And even if they don't, like, it's okay. Like,
he will get felicitated. There is no two ways about that.
yeah, and he's the best ODI opener India has had in this generation. He's still playing. He is not retired. So, sure. What do you think was the better batter in domestic circuit, Gill or Jaiswal? I mean, according to numbers, Jaiswal is in the first class setup at least.
True.
Right. Should Surya be dropped from T20s considering his terrible form? No. I feel we aren't talking enough on having a fourth spin bowling all-rounder. Washi, Aksar, Jadeja are there, but Jaddu is already 37 years old. Who is his replacement? We talked about this yesterday. There's so many spinner all-rounders, left-arm spinners, especially in the domestic circuit. I feel like they're all ready. They're just waiting for Jadeja to retire. All this time, they haven't gotten a game because Jadeja is there.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting for him.
Dhanush Kotia and Manas Sutar, these guys are already on the brink of the test squads, playing a lot of India A, so watch out.
Yeah, with same logic, Surya should also be replaced by Gill. This Saurabh.
It won't happen now because the 2026 World Cup is right here. Like it's literally 6 months or even lesser down the line.
Sorry.
5 months.
Rishit asks, what is this Ashwin and ILT20 fiasco? I'll just go through it fast because you're talking about the ODI squad. So apparently, because of his base price, mid-auction, or I don't know if it was before the auction or mid-auction. Do you know this? Oh, mid-auction, he pulled out his name.
Right.
So a lot of people say he just wasn't bought. Ashwin, according to some sources, it says that Ashwin is pulled out of the ILT20 squad. I don't know if it's to save the embarrassment of not being bought, but what Simon Duell said is a lot of teams were ready to buy Ashwin, so Ashwin should read the room, and so I don't understand why he pulled out. So if Simon Duell is saying that, I'm assuming Ashwin
There
did
must
pull
be
out.
an element of
But this is a good thing for Big Bash because then Ashwin
Now
now
he
is
plays
now he's
the entire-
ready to play the entire Big Bash league. So that's that, right? Suryam, God, scientific editor. I understand the passion
Lads,
that you have.
Let's avoid a spam.
Yeah,
We are at 50 likes. Let's get that up to 75.
Damn, 107. It's been a while.
Nice.
Guys, watch India A matches before posting your comment about ODI, says Vignesh Ram. Great.
Exactly.
Let's hope this captaincy thing will help Gill to perform better in knockouts or important matches. Yeah. There's always something. Why make Shreyas Iyer the vice captain and not captain? I don't know.
Yeah, that is at this point.
mean-
It's just
I mean,
because Gill is test captain.
Yeah,
So
like Agarkar said.
India's likeliness to play one player as their captain across formats.
Yeah, and also because you can't make Gill the captain now if he's not even in the T20 squad. So he plays one format and he can't just be the captain of that one format. If he was in the T20 squad, I would assume they would have had a conversation about this. But yeah, the fact that Shreyas Iyer unfortunately only features in one format, the format which is least played right now, yeah, you can't unfortunately be the
Casper,
captain of
it's
that.
okay. It happens to the best of us. As long as we're able to move past it and just get logic into the room when we talk about cricket.
No, it's chill, dude.
It's possible. I mean, not possible. It's obvious that you're going to get passionate about the game.
Sorry for getting angry. Just got mad because one of my childhood favorites sacked from captaincy. Looking
Damn.
back at this decision was for good. Sorry. Yeah, chill, dude. You can get mad. You can swear at us. You can call us whatever. I called some of you immature. But just chill. That wasn't even out of anger. That was just a conversation. But you can swear, do anything. We won't get upset. That's absolutely fine. Look at Ganesh. What the hell is this? Why remove Rohit Sharma from captaincy and why Gill, if not Rohit, Shreyas should have been the ODI captain. Go to hell, BCCL. Look at that. See, now if we said go to hell cricket by JB, we would have still been fine because it's chill. The fact that you're ready to comment and take your time and do it.
Engagement is engagement.
Yeah. So, okay, but yeah, right. Let's answer that. I mean, we already talked about how Shreyas Iyer, he's not in the T20 squad, he's not in the Test squad. So, to make that one player who's only playing one format, the same logic used with Rohit Sharma, but the age factor also comes in.
Yeah.
But Agarkar said it's because they only play one format and it's the least played. And so it's like you can't have that one player captain that one format that is the only format that he plays. All of those arguments. BCCI the ultimate rage baiter.
Scientist editor. After Gill becomes 37 and watch the BCCI might steal his captaincy.
So it's a damn, you're looking at 11 years down
You
the
guys
line.
just jealous of SRH talent pool. To be fair,
What was the SRS talent pool?
Abhishek Sharma, I don't know, Nitish Kumar Reddy.
uh.
Uncle Weeds is a big SRH fan for people who are new to the chat. NKR is his goat.
Ronak says I'm completely calm. Good on him.
Nice.
My mind has gotten cool and I've
Yes.
started to accept the fact that Gill is the new captain and now we can just hope he does well. Kiri,
Yeah.
the turnaround in this live is insane, dude. We went from people calling us a disgrace to I understand it. I understand the change.
it.
Damn.
And BCCI is sold.
Take it out and you guys crumble like a deck of cards.
Thoughts about redemption of Kuldeep? I think that came some time back. He's done well in the World Cup.
Yeah,
He's
he-
done well,
yeah,
well in the
true.
white ball format. We've done a video on it that you can check out. Technical changes. He's become such a good bowler. India's go-to. I'm
Yeah.
just happy he's getting Test cricket for now.
True.
He should be playing a lot more Test matches.
True. One question of the beat. Would you choose Jadeja or Kuldeep in your all-time 11?
Jadeja or Kapil?
Kapil Dev. Sorry.
Whoa.
In your all-time. Depends on where we are playing, conditions. Yeah.
Very diplomatic. Who would I choose?
You know what I'd choose? Oh. Yeah, I would choose Jadeja. Maybe. Just because. Okay, I don't know. Depends on the conditions is all I'll say. Umang says still a hater.
That's fair. You have the membership though.
Yeah. Sorry for... No, Casper, dude, is chilled, yeah.
Damn.
You don't-
Casper's going through a whole spiritual evolution in this chat.
Yeah, you don't have to
You guys are a
apologize.
grace to cricket. You are a grace to Indian cricket too.
No, it's fine. The fact that boys being bad hosts but not having tires for membership. Arey, first of all,
Hey, we're just trying to get members on board. Then we'll think about tires.
oh sorry, Satvik, I apologize. What do you say? I won't ignore you. I'll scroll up. Can't find you.
Wait a sec.
Should Surya be dropped from the T20 considering his terrible form? We addressed this. No, he shouldn't. I mean, he's been a good captain. We haven't lost a series against him. Oh, sorry, not against him. Under him. And so, yeah. And another thing, it's great that you guys are so passionate about cricket, and you calling us disgrace is absolutely fine. At least you're passionate about
See,
stuff.
Ganesh has a good question. If Surya can play one format and be the captain, then why not Shreyas? Let's see how long that lasts. That's all I'll say.
No, more than that,
2026,
it's
yeah.
because of the volume of
Of
T20
T20
games
cricket.
that
Yeah,
are
that is
being
also a
played.
thing.
So
Yeah.
he plays the IPL, he plays the T20 internationals. And so when you look at ODI, we aren't playing as many anymore. We leave just comparing to the other formats. We aren't playing as many ODIs as we used to before.
True,
It's
true.
just that. And that's why. Why no chance for Shashank Singh, Ashutosh Sharma at number 6, like they have been best finishers in the IPL? Yeah, that's true.
If they have to break in, it will first be in the T20 squad. And where's the place in the T20 squad right now is the question. You have a packed lower middle order, Rinku, Hardik, Dubey.
Yeah.
All of these players are doing well. Like a lot of players are deserving, but where do you make the spot for them?
Yeah,
You can
true.
only have 11 people take the field.
Shreyas Iyer should be given captaincy for 2035 World Cup. Until then, he'll be vice captain. Which format of cricket do you like? We love Test. ODI is pretty engaging in a format. I don't know. Dude, mindset based, I agree with you. I love the ODI format. It was our way of supporting the ODI format by doing a whole watch log, which didn't even last. But man, I just love the spiritual turnaround everyone is having. Yeah, dude.
For real.
It's insane. We went from we love this. Boys, where is I knew someone would start this. Someone said this before. I don't know who said this before. Someone mentioned Gaikwad and I was just going to go past it and I knew Shrikant would bring it up. Boys, where is Gaikwad? Yeah, where is Gaikwad? I mean, he hasn't performed necessarily
He's still getting
consistently.
Picked for all the squads.
Yeah.
That's something to keep in mind and watch out for.
Yeah. The problem with India is that we are a talent pool and when a youngster gets dropped, the people will go crazy. That's the thing with India.
Yeah. Anybody gets dropped and anybody's not in the squad, their fan bases will just go
Yeah.
hell for leather.
That's true. Why should you not have a 7-match ODI series that was too good.
We agree.
We agree, dude. We think there should be a lot of ODI matches. Niklesh, but I don't agree. Captaining only one format is difficult. Rohit just having 2027 World Cup in his mind and working hard for Sky. It would be easy to do. No, I'm not saying captaining would be difficult. I'm saying playing one format as a volume of
See,
the.
Okay, let's put it this way, okay? India plays about 5 to 7 ODIs on average per year. Okay, that's established. India plays at least at this point 15 to 20 T20s per year. We still play 8 to 10 tests in a year. So just see the ODI format is not getting anything. Rohit, Kohli are both retired from all other formats. They only play ODIs
And the IPL.
and the IPL. So their game time has become very limited now. They will want as much match practice as possible. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but that is the simple reason that there is no guarantee that they will still have not match fitness, just be around till 2027.
Kathan, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, by the way.
How are we still talking about this? We are just damn lads.
We need 15 matches ODI squad, like a tri-series against. I agree. We should have tri-series. We should have 7-match ODI series. We should have all of this.
Afro Asia Cup, bring it on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Michael Vaughan said there should be a Euro Asia Cup. I feel like that's because he can include England. I'm like, dude. India was a West Indies test match. Crowd is nowhere. Can be seen. If you would have quickly played ODI, then ticket will be sold very, very quickly. True. Scientist, editor. Fair.
Pricey.
Yeah, got that. ODI matches in Australia was sold. Of course, they were sold.
Yeah.
It would have, dude. It's Australia versus India. I don't know if Pat Cummins is going to play. I see him in the ads, but I don't know if he's going to play. I know he's injured, which is why he missed the series against New Zealand, and he wants to prepare for the Ashes. So, right, England versus West Indies. Right, burnout for Gill, considering the volume of matches across all 3 formats. He's just 25 and a batter. I mean, I'm not saying he can't have a burnout. I'm sure if he wants rest, he will take that rest. To be fair, in August, there wasn't much. He plays the test matches now. Then he plays the ODI series. And then he plays the T20 series. And then he comes back and plays the test matches against South Africa.
Kohli was doing this. Gilgan.
Yeah. I'm not saying he can't have a burnout. I'm sure if he... The only thing is, if he does have a burnout, I don't want him to be reluctant to ask for a break. And we have seen this with Australian players. When they want a break, they ask for a break and well and good. Like, they talk about mental health and all of
Yeah,
that.
true.
I just hope if there is a burnout, I just hope he's given that space to ask for a break. Right. They're trying way too hard to make Gill a 3 format player. It's kind of shit. I agree with that.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Like Gill is nowhere near the T20 squad on merit.
Yeah.
That I agree with.
I think Gill will be happy to play a lot of cricket. He hasn't gotten his this much cricket before. Yeah, that exactly. I'm playing for the Indian team. What else do you want? This is what he's dreamt about. All right, we've been live for a bit actually. We've been live for an hour and a little more. Are you guys covering tomorrow's India versus Pakistan? No, we're not covering India versus Pakistan. We forever at this point because anytime we start, we'll be hypocrites. So we have taken the decision to never, as long as this channel exists. Head looked scratchy versus South Africa and New Zealand. Not gonna lie, he'll get his form back. Dude, I was thinking about that, Ronak. He hasn't been in the best of forms in any of the formats. But versus India,
He'll come through.
why no right arm leg spinner in all formats of cricket in Indian cricket team?
Because we have a left arm wrist spinner. So why do we need a right arm leg spinner if there's no one can potentially come in the squad?
Kathan, boys, 130 viewers. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a while.
Been a
Dude,
while. Yeah.
Kathan, you know, there was a time when we used to do a pre and post for India versus Australia Border Gavaskar Trophy where we had 500 viewers on our live.
A little less than 1 year back.
Yeah.
When our channel wasn't even, or was just around 10k subs.
Yeah. I get sacking Rohit now since he's going to retire soon, but why pick Gill just because we need one captain across 3 formats? Gill wasn't even the first choice for the England series captain. Bumrah was. Fair. First things first, we don't know for sure if Rohit has been sacked.
Or if it's something that collectively has been decided.
True.
Yeah.
And second, sure, but Gill got the result in England, so even if he was the last choice captain, he got the result. You can't have 3 captains because we have gone over this.
Just go back in the stream at this point.
Yeah.
We've been rambling for quite some time actually.
Yeah, where is Yuzi Chahal? He's just vanished, which is quite unfortunate. The highest wicket taker at
Podcast
1
pe aata
point.
hai aajkal.
Yeah, at 1 point in T20 cricket just got dropped. For T20 internationals for the Indian team. Something we'll talk about again is Dhruv Jurel being the backup wicketkeeper, which means he's looked at a higher stature than just a test captain, and I don't mean that
Test
in this
captain?
test player, in the sense that now he's a multi-format player. The fact that he's a backup keeper, good on him. I'm so happy for Dhruv Jurel. Yashasvi Jaiswal continues to be the white ball backup opener
Yeah.
in the ODI format. Jadeja not being in the squad is a bit of a... It's sad.
It's something to see how it pans out. I mean, if it's temporary, okay. But if it's permanent, it's a little sad, maybe.
Have they not asked Agarkar about Jadeja? Which is what surprises me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they haven't really asked him. Gill must have ordered some wins and biryani
Why
to
is
celebrate.
Bumrah playing the series versus West Indies and not play ODI series versus Aus? Because India struggled till the last year to find a pacer who could get wickets at home. Siraj has only just turned up to the party. So moving forward, we might see that change a bit.
Yeah. Happy for Jurel. Never want to see KS Bharat or N Jagdish and Shrikar. Damn, dude. What did Jagdish do to you? Abhishek Sharma. He's in the T20 squad. Is this the end of road for Jaddu in ODI format, or is he just being rested? Lohit, we'll only find out. Like, I have absolutely no idea. I'm surprised no one asked Agarkar about Jadeja.
Happy for Jurel, but Sanju 100 in his last ODI. Well, yeah, that is a whole other discussion. We'll probably have some reels on it that'll do well.
Yeah, that's true. When will Ishwaran get a call up? Feel sad for him. He's done so well domestically. Yeah, that's true. We have made an entire video on this. Jurel haters in the mud. Why we don't play ODIs more? As we can see, Asia Cup was shit and also Champions Trophy we won and the viewership were insane.
True.
To be fair, the viewership for India Pakistan, the finals was insane.
Yeah, it's
So-
just not a very financially viable format for the cricket boards. Why
Yeah.
ODI cricket is diminishing apart from tournaments.
Vamsi, it's been a while and I like this perspective. Just another perspective, Gill must be under massive pressure because if he performs, people will say it's flat track. If he doesn't, people will still troll him. People are waiting for him to fail. Yeah. It's very Virat Kohli
I
like.
was just going to say that.
And it's very like early on in the 2011, 12, 13, they wanted Virat to fail. Everyone
Exactly.
wanted Virat to fail. And the second Virat failed, like Sanjay Manjrekar's tweet, which is very famous,
Yeah, true.
they just wanted him to fail. And it seems like, but I got that because Virat was very new after the Sachin's, Dravid, Lakshman, Ganguly. Ganguly was a bit okay.
Was done by then.
Yeah, but like Virat was very on the face. You could see his attitude. That man,
Spoiled brat
yeah,
and
yeah,
all
the
of
man
that.
would
Yeah.
swear. So I can sort of understand that. I don't know the hate that Gill gets.
Gill is the boy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the
Yeah.
problem is,
I
but
mean,
you're
it's
right.
expected. I think whoever goes up always gets pulled down. Even
Yeah, that's
Bumrah
true.
is suddenly a stat padder because he's
Yeah. Oh,
getting
yeah,
wickets
yeah.
of tail enders. So
Exactly. Yeah.
it's a common trend. It's super shitty that we do this, but
Are we gonna
that's
have
what
a
it is.
live only talking about women's team?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We do a pre
we
and
are
post for.
covering Women's World Cup entirely,
Yeah.
except for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, that's true. Boys, stocks for Jaiswal or Abhishek in ODS. Who is the better pick if you had to in ODS? I mean, Jaiswal. But we talked about this in the morning. I wouldn't have been surprised if they picked Abhishek Sharma. Given the first 10 overs, he scores 350,000 runs. Why not? But yeah, Jaiswal.
Yeah, if Abhishek Sharma can last 10 overs consistently in the power play in ODIs, then there's a case for him. Otherwise, it's Jaiswal on top.
Yeah. My problem with Gill is he's that yet to step up in important matches. I was thinking about this in the morning. People forget. Sure, he made his debut in 2019. It's been 6 years. But he's only 25. He will step up. Hopefully.
True.
I'm not saying he will, but you're hoping that he steps up because he's only 25 and there's so many more years to go
To
for
be
him.
fair, he stepped up. It's not like it's not like it's a knockout where he's failed, which he has. But like in the England series, for example, he stepped
Yeah.
up with all of that massive pressure. So it's not like he doesn't have the ability for it.
We have seen Rohit was sacked from Mumbai Indians captaincy and we saw the downfall of Mumbai. So do you think India will perform good? Yeah. Just that. I would hope that India continues to perform good. I don't see a reason why. This is what I'm so sad about. Because now we will go to Australia. What happened?
Harshit Rana is like Ilaichi in biryani. I might pin that comment.
We can't pin 2 comments. The correct
Comment goes.
yeah, which is our squad
I know,
comment.
I know.
Okay, fair. You know what my problem now is? That Gill goes to Australia being the ODI captain, and for whatever reason he doesn't perform. And if India loses, people are calling to sack him. Like right then and there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Gill's captaincy affects his batting, if it affects his batting at
Yeah.
all. Because here's a man who averages 58 in ODI cricket. Not a
And
joke.
yeah, and unlike Test cricket where he's batting number 4, this man is captaining 50 overs on the field, running back in to walk out once again because he's the opener.
Yeah, true.
And so that's a whole other game altogether.
True.
Rohit Sharma has done it. He's done it in the last couple of years, but he's also played so much cricket before he became the ODI captain. You hardly see openers being the captain in the ODI format, if I'm not
that is
mistaken.
almost true.
Do you remember any opener who's ODI captain?
Past India Ganguly, yes.
Yeah, but Ganguly always fluctuated his batting position. Oh, yeah. I just want 3 to 4 batters to be intent merchants like Rohit and someone like Kohli to chase. That's all I want. And that's all we'll get.
Fair, yeah. Another thing that'll actually be interesting is the template this new ODI regime brings.
Yeah.
So yeah, food for thought.
Umang says bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Umang.
People think Gill should perform like Virat in knockout matches as Gill's fans compare him with Virat, and now Rohit fans will also hate him. Yeah, there's so much hate and
You
love
can't
and-
win in life, especially for people who aren't rooting for you. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
okay.
true. Why Harshit Rana is in this squad? Why not Mohammad Shami? Yeah, Cricket Chronicles, we have no idea. Like, we have no idea for why Mohammad Shami is not being discussed and why Harshit Rana is in the squad. I wish we could justify everything, but unfortunately we cannot.
You can only justify so much.
Why you guys don't cover India Pakistan? We don't cover it.
We don't want to get cancelled.
It's also because of moral values.
Yeah, obviously.
But yeah,
We don't want to get cancelled.
yeah, that's true.
Virat is. I like how half the chat is talking about different players as different biryani components. NKR is the masala, Virat is the rice. Nice. I think it's time to end the live. Lads.
Yes, it's been a fantastic live so far with so much discussion. Gill ready just 3 format players according to GG. I think Gill does good in pressure. Fair. Guys, just be happy that Rohit and Virat are back as batters, maybe not as captains, but as heroes of our childhood. Exactly that. And that's a good note to end this live. Guys, for calling us a disgrace. We love it. So there's no reason to apologize, but I will apologize. Oh, KT24, you want an answer? Now that you said please answer, why not? Where is your question? KT24.
There
Dude,
is no KD20. Oh, please answer.
KT24, if you can ask that again, we'll answer it before we leave. Damn, Somu. Curious case of Abhimanyu Ishwaran. Please explain. Now that he sent a super chat, thank you so much for the super chat. Explain.
Well, with Abhimanyu Ishwaran, it is very interesting. We've done it in a video, but here's a man who's done everything in first class cricket
In India,
in India. Yes, yeah, and that's basically it.
that's the asterisks.
The India A record that Abhimanyu Ishwaran has is where the question mark comes in, and this is where he gets picked into the Indian squad because he deserves it based on the domestic performance he's put in over the last couple of seasons. But every time he's turned up for India A, he's just not been able to score runs.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He averages 22 or 27 odd as soon as we go out of the subcontinent. And that is an issue. Like, you can't play him in England with that record. Also, he didn't do well in the E games there, barring one scorer, maybe 50.
Yeah.
When there are other batters who are getting 50s, 100s. Dhruv Jurel, not a direct comparison, but someone like a Dhruv Jurel has scored 50 plus in almost every India A innings that he's played. Someone like Shubman Gill, who a lot of people think had all those technical flaws. Before he made his India debut, his India A average was 70.
Yeah.
So these are things to consider. I will say Abhimanyu Ishwaran is unlucky in the sense that maybe he could have got a look in somewhere,
Yeah, he should have gotten a
Yeah.
game in India a long time ago.
but it's just
Unfortunately.
not panned out for him.
Yeah, that's true. All right, KD24, brother. You said your question is pretty up there. You had the chance to type it out again. I'm not saying you should have. We probably should have seen it. Yeah. But for those folks that I called immature, I do apologize. This is an apology video on our YouTube. I didn't mean
He'll
to
have
say.
a post coming out in white background,
Yeah.
black text.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't mean to say you're immature personality wise.
Just your cricketing take. That's what he wants to say.
Yeah, just that particular take where you idolize your player and not look at the team. Just that. But I do apologize. The positive selection of Shreyas, yeah, that's true. I mean, him being the vice
Okay,
captain is great.
KT24 says he's written it after the T20 World Cup. I see it.
Right, after the T20 World Cup next year, I feel BCCI will make Gill the T20 captain, considering Surya Kumar Yadav from currently, your
Yeah.
opinion. Depends on the form, depends on how India does,
Yeah.
depend on...
But given
lot
the
of
fact that
things.
he's become vice captain, every likeliness.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that
that's true.
happening.
Yeah. Pratham, man. Australia is in good form in T20s, defeated New Zealand at their home. Tim David, Cam Green, Mitchell Marsh, and peak form. India vs Australia will be a series to remember.
Mm.
And Sanju has an average of 15 ODIs. That is true. Unfortunately, he doesn't find himself in the ODI squad, but this is where we will get away. It's been a fantastic live so far. We talked about the test match against the West Indies. We talked about the ODI squad. We briefly touched upon the T20 squad.
We touched upon a lot of things.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you guys next time for the India versus women's game that's going to happen on Thursday. But I feel like that
Yeah,
test,
9th October.
9th October. That's the test match start before
No,
or after.
that starts 12th.
There you go. Man has his calendar in mind. And sorry for past incidents. By the way, your videos are amazing. It's Casper. You're absolutely fine. You calling us anything is okay. Anyone calling us anything is okay.
Much love, lads. As
Yeah.
long as there's cricket conversation, that's all that matters.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.